That boy who used to spend days in the garage with only his imagination and a couple hand tools has gotten lost in the grind of the real world. I think it's time we find him. Day 2. This woodworking project is another little scrap wood idea, and I told you I was coming fast and furious, Vin Diesel style. I haven't even cleaned up yet. Last week's video just got posted and I'm on to the next. And this is all we need. 2 2x4 chunks and a dowel. This is a little thicker than I want, but we'll make it work. Alright, these have been around for ages and I love them. Not only are they just plain old fun for all ages, but they're great for the toddlers in your life, helping them learn to crawl. No more hints. I'm going for a 3-part base here. You can adapt it and go with a single 2x4 if you want. No problem. But I want to add just a little more, and 3 parts makes it easier for what I have in mind, I think. We bust out the table saw, which was never put away from day 1's build. This girl sat 2 years in my shopping cart, waiting for the right price for me to finally buy it. I must have watched every review out there twice before committing, but I'm glad I did. We adjust the fence to 3/4 inch, raise a blade and let her go. Halfway through, flip and go again. Always flip and keep the same side to the fence, just in case you're a little off. And if we're good, and we better be good because he's checking his list twice. Although, with the price of oil, I could use a little coal in my stocking this year. If we're good, we'll split it right down the middle. If not, we just have to sand. Or, if we're real bad, we feed the wind and plane it up. I'm not too worried either way. It'll all come together. And we did excellent. Dead center on the ripping. Now that I got it done, I realize that middle section will have roundovers on it, sticking out during the glue up. We don't want that. It's okay though. I don't think we'll need the full 3.5 inches anyway. So we'll just rip all the roundovers over and slowly whittle this down to size. Working without a plan can take a little longer, but honestly, it just feels more real, more personal to me. Like you're putting a little bit of yourself into every build. You drop the blade, rip it at 3 1/4, then adjust the fence and rip again down to 3 inches. So earlier I made my fast and furious comment about the mess and the builds. Well, it also relates to this build particularly. Back in the day, I played this video game at the arcades, the Great 1,000 Mile Rally, based on Italy's rally. And they had this little car, the Roadster, and I loved it. It was my go-to. I mean, they all raced the same in the game, but I loved the little rocket look it had, the lines, the feel of it. The tiny windshield, come on, it was more like a little bit of metal or plastic to deflect the wind. You had to wear goggles in reality to race it. So, today's build is going to be my little version of that Roadster, and I think I finally have it drawn out. Now, I always think twice before pulling out my planer. I know a lot of people don't have them, and I don't want anyone to feel like a build is too hard or you need a ton of equipment to do it, because you can adapt to just about anything. But I'm not just building this for YouTube. I'm building this to be the best that I can make it, and in this case, I want the sum of all 3 boards to be a little thinner, so I'm going to plane them. You can improvise, as I said before. I would say aim for 1.5 inches minimum and 2 inches wide the max. A perfect no plane situation? Use fence pickets. They're 5/8 inches. Times it by 3, you got 15/8, just under 2 inches, which is where I'm going to end up anyways. Plus, I mean seriously, this is where you go crazy if you want. This is where you make this build your own. Make it 5 thin slabs and you get 2 racing stripes instead of 1. I want 1 right down the middle, so I'm going 3. Now, we have 3 layers. The best method is probably taping them all together and cutting them out as one, but it's almost 2 inches thick. So I'm going to cut them individually. At first, I think just a table saw and miter the corners to cut the bulk down. Then I rethink it and decide to break out the scroll saw instead. And honestly, at this point, I'm glad I did. I remember why I love this machine. You get something this thin, 5/8, and it cuts like butter. I use this for up to 2 inches, as you know, but it struggles and snaps a blade when I do. But here, with 5/8, oh, perfection. Or at least as close as I'll get to it anyway. I get one done, trace out the other two, and cut them out. And then it's off to the wen for sanding. I tape them together and sand away, trying to get all 3 layers to blend into one. I slide back and forth between the belt sander portion and the disc, just using the lines as a guideline. More importantly, trying to get all the 3 pieces to look smooth together. Back at the bench, I see we have one area I'm not liking too much. You can see the cockpit is, well, cockeyed. The one part I didn't worry about and I messed it up. It was supposed to be so simple. Just slide it over the round end and let the wen do her job. I give them a quick sanding and honestly, I'm feeling it's looking pretty good at this point. I'll label them in order so I don't lose my place, and then clean up the launch pad. I want my stripe to be black, and I don't have any walnut. And I feel if I paint or stain it, I'll lose the beauty of the wood and the grain. So I torch it. These self-igniting propane torches are great. I carefully crisp the middle section, staying away from the cockpit area. And honestly, that's looking great. I couldn't be any more happy. Tight bond 3, add some clamps. Careful to get all 3 sections lined up first. I don't want to sand anywhere where it's blackened. And then I set it off to dry. I'll forego showing you my struggles as I tried to figure out what I wanted for the wheels and how best to do it. In the end, it was not that simple, or maybe I just made it far harder than I needed it to be. After much debate, I decided I didn't want the treads to be black, but I did want to add some color to the sides. So I break out the torch again and burn it to the ground. And every time I use this, pyromania plays in my head. It's not a bad thing. It's a great album. I let it cool, mark out 4 locations, and hit up the drill press. Old red. You can use a hand drill, or if you don't have hole cutters, there are plenty of wooden wheels. Amazing wooden wheels for sale. Etsy, Amazon, so you can avoid this step altogether. But me, I'm a glutton for punishment, and I really want to give it a try. I start with a 3/4 Forstner bit. Drop down 1/8 of an inch, maybe a quarter. Then switch out to my 2-inch hole cutter. Carefully line the center up and drill each out. This is the look I'm going for. Now back at the bench, I take a step drill bit to widen the hole before drilling the hole big enough for the axle. And the first 2 go great. Then split. Yeah. Now my propane torch ran out, as you saw it sputtering on the last board. So I'm going to have to try and glue it up for now. In all honesty, I'm loving this look far too much to give this one away. So this is going to be mine, probably just sit on a bookshelf. And it'll serve as a proto build for my nephews. Sanding the wheels. Last week I learned the dowels will snap. So I put a bolt through the wheel and chuck it up that way. Then I just sand away. I clamp the drill down this time and it goes smooth. I round over the outer edges of the wheel into the black, give it a little white wall look, and then sand up the wheel the best I can the rest of the way. The middles, I have no idea what I'm going to do with them or how to sand them, so I'll pick at them the best I can and just leave them. I mark the location for the axles and drill through. Some glue on the dowel, shove it into the hole, and do it to the other side, tap it on carefully, and we're done. All right, a couple things here. 1, the wheels. Take your time, get them straight every hole. Otherwise, You slow the roll. 2. Pre-finish. Do it before you put the wheels on. Smoother body, cleaner axle, faster roll. It's all about the aerodynamics. All right, maybe not, but you'll thank me in the long run. It's a lot easier. 3. I need your help with this one. The hubcaps, the middle of the wheels. I love the look I got, but I want them smoother. I have no idea how. How do I sand inside the wheels here? Any thoughts? Look, I love the look and feel of this thing. I got the rally car I always wanted. Anyone make something like this before? I'm sure someone has. Tips, tricks? You going to give it a shot? Build number 2 is in the books. Only 10 more to go. As always, thank you for watching and choosing to spend 15 minutes building with me. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that notify button, because over the next couple of weeks, I'll be releasing the rest of the series the day they're done. Until the next time.